Welcome back to the Anfield Exchange. It's finished Liverpool 2, Aston Villa 0, and what a performance. We've waited so long for a performance and a result like that, a clean sheet as well, and I think you have to say Arne Slot got it spot on today. When I saw the lineups come out and I saw Florian Wirtz wasn't playing, I were a little bit worried. I thought he was opening himself up for a little bit of criticism by starting McAllister and not starting Wirtz. I thought it was nailed on to be a double pivot of Szoboslai, Gravenberch with Wirtz in front, but he got it spot on, and that's why he gets paid to be Liverpool manager, because I thought Dominik Szoboslai in that number 10 role was unbelievable tonight. He was so good. It was more like the Liverpool of last year, and I think there's a reason for that. What Arne Slot's done tonight, he has effectively, where he can, he's assembled the team of last year. We had that midfield three, that workman-like midfield three of Szoboslai, McAllister and Gravenberch. Robbo was reinstated at left-back. We had Bradley, Van Dijk, Canate, Salah, Gakpo. So it was effectively the team of last year, but with Mohamed Ashley in goals, who I thought did brilliantly as well. And obviously Ekitike up front, who, listen, I love that man. I love Ekitike. I think he's absolutely brilliant. But yeah, I think he got it spot on. We pressed high up the pitch, which is the first time I've seen us really do that this season. I think a big part of that was Szoboszlai in that 10 role. He helped Liverpool press from the front. He also helped with Mo Salah's running, and I think Mo Salah was pressing a lot more than what we've seen in previous weeks as well. But yeah, Szoboszlai really helped us press and put that Aston Villa backline under pressure. We saw so many turnovers of the ball high up the pitch for Liverpool, and we could have scored a few more goals tonight as well. Listen, I owe an apology to Mo Salah. I did a video a few weeks ago, I think it was after the Chelsea game, and I said Mo Salah was finished. I didn't see a way back for him, and it looked to me like Mo Salah's legs had gone. Well, that was Mo Salah of old tonight. He was unbelievable, certainly in that first half. Some of the touches he was making, some of the passes he was playing, his pressing, taking men on, some of his dribbling. It was brilliant from Mo Salah, and he got his goal as well in the first half. And listen, that was a very underrated finish. That I know it looked like it was an open net, but he's on his weaker foot. The ball's coming to him. The control to put that into the net and just sort of bend it round. I think Pau Torres were it. Very underrated finish. But yeah, I thought Mo Salah was fantastic as well. And listen, Liverpool seemed to gain confidence after that first goal. That's when we really started to see the Liverpool of old. Once we went 1-0 up, it looked like we were never going to concede. It looked like we were never going to lose that game or even draw that game. We weren't going to let it slip. I think the fans could feel it in the ground. Everybody watching at home could feel it on the TV. I think the players felt it. It just felt like that was our game to win. And listen, hopefully that's a turning point in the season now. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously in the league, we've got Man City away from home, which is going to be a tough game. We all know that. But I think this is now the chance to build some momentum, and hopefully we can announce our arrival into the Premier League. How that leaves players like Isak and Florian Wirtz, even Jeremy Frimpong and Kerkez, I don't know how that's going to work, because listen, we know that Kerkez, we know Wirtz, we know Isak, Frimpong as well. We know these guys are going to be the future of Liverpool Football Club. But I think what it does do is it enables us to refer back to what we know and what works and integrate these players properly, because I think that's been the biggest problem this season is these guys have come into a football club. Some of them have come from Germany, and we've not allowed them time to settle in. And I know people say, well, you've spent this much money and you shouldn't have to allow them time for settling in. It's a new league to a lot of these players. It's, for some of them like Kerkez, it's a new football club. It's a more pressurised football club. And listen, you don't just come in and hit the ground running all the time. It doesn't work like that. Look at Szoboszlai now. In Szoboszlai's first season, he was a shade of the player he is now. He is really showing, and that's took 2-3 years to get to this stage. Don't get me wrong, he was fantastic last season, but I think he's taken his game to another level this year. So these players need time, and I have no doubt that these guys will be the future of Liverpool Football Club. But we've now got the opportunity to just bed them in, let them settle, and let them. Don't put the pressure on them. Don't heap the pressure on them by throwing them in, because every one of them have come in for some criticism recently. So yeah, I think we've done fantastic tonight. It was an unbelievable performance, and like I say, very much like performances of last year. In terms of how the game panned out, I think it's clear to see when you don't concede goals, it's so much easier to obviously win these games, and you don't have to do as much. It was more, I want to say controlled, but I think the first half certainly was very end to end, so it wasn't as controlled as our performances were last year, but I think we had the better of Aston Villa in the press, and don't get me wrong, they had the chances. Certainly the first sort of 15 minutes, I think Aston Villa were probably on top, and I think was it Morgan Rogers hit the post. Mohamed Ashley made a great save from Matty Cash, which took a deflection off Van Dijk. But Villa had chances in the first 15 minutes, but then I think Liverpool really settled into the game. And once that press started to become effective, we started to win the ball back, like I say, high up the pitch, and it looked like there was only going to be one winner. I think what Liverpool did well tonight, we won our individual duels, we won our aerial duels, and we looked up for the game tonight, and we were winning second balls. It were a much better performance than anything we've seen in the Premier League this year. What I will say is there were patches in the first half where I thought defensively we looked a little bit like, I don't want to say weak, because I think on the whole we defended quite well, but I think there were periods where, certainly in the first half, we didn't look like we'd got that area together, like we'd solved the problems that we've been having in recent weeks. There was still some iffy patches there, but I'm sure a win like that and a clean sheet, I'm sure that'll only build confidence going forward for Liverpool. But yeah, like I say, it was as convincing of a victory you're going to get. It looked like there was only going to be one winner. My worry with the game tonight, and I sort of understand it. I think I understand it. Was that we only made one change, and obviously we've got Real Madrid coming up on Tuesday, which is going to be a massive, massive game. It looks like Trent's going to be making his comeback with the injury to Danny Carvajal. So yeah, the fact we only made one change in this game, slightly worrying. And I think what Arne Slot's done there is he's looked at this game and said, right, I'm not going to do anything that could impact this result. I'm not going to give Aston Villa a chance to get back into this game, because what we've got on the pitch is in control, and I'm not going to make some changes. Because I think when Florian Wirtz came on for Ekatike, I think we lost a little bit of that control, and I think what Arne Slot's been criticised for making so many changes this season and not settling on a team. I'm certainly not going to now criticise him for not changing the team towards the end of the game. I understand why he did it, because this was at this moment in time, this was a priority. But it would have been nice to get some rest into Mo Salah, players like that, Cody Gakpo, for the Real Madrid game, because I think it's evident that these guys are going to be starting the game. And it is going to be a tough game on Tuesday night. Hopefully we can continue that momentum, because I think what we need to do now is string a few wins together, which we other than the first 5 games in the season, we struggled to do that recently. So yeah, much improved performance. I'm sure all the fans are going home happy. I'm happy. I'm sure all you guys are. Get in the comments. Let me know what you thought of the performance tonight. But yeah, I just want to talk about Dominik Szoboslai, because listen, I've seen comparisons to Steven Gerrard, and I've not really seen it, but some of the things he was doing tonight, I think it is Gerrard-esque. I think that one in the second half where he's played the ball, I think he's played a 1-2 with Mo Salah, and he's returned pass to Salah with the outside of a boot. He's bent it round, I think, Luca Digne, and obviously Salah's got onto it. I mean, that was phenomenal. But his work rate as well, I think Liverpool looked so much better when Szoboslai is in that 10 because he's almost a point of the trigger when he goes forward and he presses, everybody else does. So yeah, I'm running out of superlatives for Szoboszlai. I think there's been a few good players this season in general throughout the whole season. I think Gravenberch is one of them. I think obviously Szoboszlai is one of them. Van Dijk for most periods, Ekatike as well. But yeah, for me, Szoboszlai has been our main man this season. He's been unbelievable. He is the one that he's got to be the first name on the team sheet. You can't drop him. But I think Florian Wirtz is going to have to get used to. And it's mad to say for the money we spent on him and the hype around him, because I do think he is a brilliant player, but I think he's going to have to get used to half an hour here and there and the odd rotated game for now, because we know what we've got works. We know it worked last year. It's just worked tonight. We need to stick with that going forward. Again, as well, I want to talk about Alexis Mac Allister because I think that was his best performance for Liverpool. I thought we saw shades of it midweek against Crystal Palace, where he was potentially on the return. I see a lot of people putting out on social media that his legs have gone, and he's 26 years old. His legs have not gone. He's just not had a pre-season. He had issues, obviously, towards the back end of last season. He missed the final game against Crystal Palace. Didn't get back in time. Didn't have a pre-season. Then he's been here, there, and everywhere with Argentina. But tonight, I thought he was fantastic in that midfield, and I must admit, I did like that little altercation he had at the end with Arne. And yeah, listen, Mac Allister were fantastic. I thought as a team we were brilliant. Robbo as well. I thought defensively sound. Getting forward, I thought he was sound. Same with Bradley. Konate and Van Dijk defended well tonight. Yeah, it was just a perfect performance. And like I say, we're all going to be going home happy. We're all happy. And Liverpool could finally, I don't want to jinx it, but could finally be back on track. And listen, Arsenal, watch out. We're not finishing this now. We are coming to get that trophy, number 21. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Let me know who your man of match were as well, because I thought it would probably between Szoboszlai and Salah. I thought both of them were fantastic. It was between them two. I think Szoboszlai probably just edges it because from minute 1 to minute 90 he was at it. I think Salah sort of not dropped off, but he slowed down a little bit towards the end of the game when it felt like the game was won. So yeah, get in the comments. Let me know who your man of the match were. I'll see you on the next one.